5 social mistakes that make you look insecure. That subtle shift in a conversation where you feel your influence wane. It's not about what you said, but how you said it. The conversation moves on, and a quiet question forms in your mind. Did I just undermine my own presence? This isn't about loudness. It's about a specific quiet leakage of authority. It's the language of social insecurity, and it often speaks loudest when we're trying hardest to connect. Today, we're translating that language. We are addressing the gap between your intent and your impact. The goal is not to become a different person, but to master the subtle art of how to appear confident so that your presence consistently reflects your competence. Let's identify these leaks and, more importantly, learn how to seal them for good. Point 1. Filler words dilute your message. Many of us use verbal placeholders like like, or you know, to fill a silent space while we think. We treat conversation as if it must be a continuous stream of sound. In a team meeting, while explaining a complex idea, or even telling a story to friends, these filler words create static. They dilute the power of your core message, making your statements sound less like declarations and more like questions. It signals to others that you are unsure of the information you are about to deliver, asking for permission to continue speaking. The strategic pause. A moment of silence is not a void of authority. It is a tool of it. A brief, intentional pause before you speak or between key sentences does 2 powerful things. It gives your brain a moment to access your best vocabulary, and it signals to your listeners that what you are about to say is considered and valuable. It commands attention rather than pleading for it. In your next professional discussion, replace the urge to say with a silent beat. Watch how the room leans in. This is a foundational step in how to be more confident in communication. Point 2. Nervous gestures betray inner calm. Our hands often reveal what our faces work to conceal. Fidgeting with a necklace, constantly smoothing your clothing, touching your hair, or adjusting your glasses. These are pacifying gestures. In a negotiation, a networking event, or even a serious one-on-one conversation, these micro movements broadcast a narrative of anxiety. They tell a story that you are seeking comfort, that your internal state is unsettled. This physically undermines your verbal message of assurance and control. What to do instead? Purposeful stillness. Your hands have a home position. When not actively gesturing to emphasize a point, allow them to rest comfortably. This could be one hand in the other in front of you, or resting gently on the table. This grounded physical stillness translates directly into a perception of mental and emotional stillness. It communicates that you are comfortable in your own skin, that you do not require constant physical reassurance. This stillness is not stiffness. It is a calm, collected energy that makes your words carry more weight. Point 3. You seek constant verbal reassurance. This manifests in the constant need for validation within a conversation. Tagging a question like, "Does that make sense?" or "You know what I mean?" onto the end of your statements. Or, after sharing an opinion, immediately looking for agreement with a phrase like, "Don't you think?" This habit transfers the authority of your statement from yourself to the other person. It frames your contribution as something that requires their approval to be valid. It places you in a subordinate position, seeking their endorsement for your very thoughts. What to do instead? Confident closure. State your idea or opinion with clarity, and then stop. Let your statement stand on its own. If it truly was unclear, a competent listener will ask for clarification. By ending your points with a period of silence instead of a question mark, you assume equality in the conversation. You operate from the belief that your perspective is inherently worthy of being heard, not that it needs to be certified by others. This one shift fundamentally alters the power dynamic in your social and professional interactions. Point 4. Laughing at your own unfunny comments. We sometimes nervously laugh after making a serious or straightforward statement. It's a way to soften our words, to signal that we aren't a threat, or to seek a positive emotional response from others when we feel uncertain. In a professional setting, stating a boundary or delivering direct feedback followed by a laugh completely undercuts the message. It sends a conflicting signal. My words are serious, but my tone is not. The listener will believe the tone every time. It makes you look like you are apologizing for having a viewpoint. What to do instead? Own your statement with a neutral expression. After you deliver a substantive point, a boundary, or a piece of feedback, Hold a calm, neutral facial expression for a beat. Maintain warm but steady eye contact. This allows the intellectual and emotional weight of your words to land. It shows you respect the content of your message enough to let it sit in the space between you and the other person without immediately trying to make it more palatable. It demonstrates emotional maturity and intellectual conviction. Point 5. Mirroring others too closely, too fast. Building rapport is a skill, but a common mistake is to mimic someone else's body language, speech patterns, or energy level with immediacy and precision, leaning in exactly as they do, adopting their accent, or mirroring their laughter a split second later. When done too quickly and obviously, this is not perceived as connection. It is perceived as a tactic. It can feel invasive and manipulative, revealing a deep desire to be liked that comes across as inauthentic and ultimately insecure. What to do instead? Focus on shared engagement, not replication. True connection is found in being present, not in being a mirror. Instead of copying, focus on being an active, engaged listener. Nod to show understanding. Smile when a shared, genuine moment of humor occurs. Your energy should be your own, a complementary response to theirs, not a duplicate. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own unique energy, not to a reflection of their own. This authenticity is the core of genuine connection and perceived confidence. If you've watched to this point, you are truly part of our community, and we appreciate you deeply. As a thank you, here is a bonus point that ties everything together. This is for our real community members. Bonus point. Keep your hands in a steeple, rest position. We've discussed fidgeting, but not knowing what to do with your hands while listening can still project uncertainty. Letting them hang limply or shoving them in pockets can seem disengaged or defensive. What to do instead? The steeple rest. In situations where you are seated and listening, a presentation, a dinner conversation, an interview, rest your hands comfortably on the table or your lap with the fingertips of one hand touching the fingertips of the other, forming a gentle steeple. This position is calm, collected, and conveys thoughtful attention. It is a posture of considered power. It signals that you are processing information without a hint of agitation. It is a simple, powerful tool of nonverbal intelligence. Let's quickly review the 5 social mistakes and their powerful solutions. 1. Filler words. Use the strategic pause instead. 2. Nervous gestures. Embrace purposeful stillness. 3. Seeking reassurance. Practice confident closure. 4. Nervous laughter. Own your statement with a neutral expression. 5. Rapid mirroring. Focus on shared engagement. Integrating these shifts will profoundly alter how you are perceived and, more importantly, how you feel in your own skin. This is the practical path to mastering how to appear confident and overcoming social insecurity. If this video resonated with you, please support our growth by liking this video. Subscribe to our channel for daily content designed to empower your journey. We have also recommended another video on your screen we believe you will find valuable. See you back tomorrow.